Welcome back everyone. Today we'll recap a 2018 Indonesian horror film named Jaga Pocong. Mila is a nurse, could not refuse when assigned to take care for Sulastri at her house. When she arrives at Sulastri's house, it turns out that Sulastri has died. Kindly remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you like the video. The movie starts showing a hospital where we see a sick child named 𝐂𝐄𝐒 where a nurse named Mila is taking care of her. Now Mila is about to finish her shift and is giving handover to 𝐸𝐸 when they hear the sound of a bird named 𝐀𝐂𝐃𝐒, and 𝐸𝐸𝐸 says that someone is about to die. Mila is leaving from there after changing when she sees that 𝐂𝐄𝐒 is dead and she feels very sad to see this. Then her boss tells her to go to a patient who needs immediate help. She gives her a bag and says that it contains medicine and address of the patient. Now Mila reaches that address and it is night and that house looks quite deserted and scary. There she meets a man named Radit who tells her that his mother is dead. She was returning from there but her car breaks down. Just then Radit comes there and fixes her car, and when she starts leaving, he asks her for her help. He brings her back to the house and asks her if she can bathe her mother's corpse as she is not his birth mother. He tells that family is out of town and will come tomorrow morning and she will be buried soon after. Then he gives her a shroud and tells her that it was her mother's wish that she should be covered with this when she dies. Then Mila starts bathing the corpse, after which she covers it in the shroud and ties it. Now the phone rings, in which Radit talks about going somewhere and he asks Mila if she can stay here for some more time, because he has to go to take care of the burial administration so that her mother can be buried tomorrow. Here Mila sees a girl and Radit tells that it is her daughter Novi. Now Mila unwillingly agrees to stay and Radit leaves from there. Now Mila is looking at some photos when her eyes fall on the corpse whose con has come out from one of the nostrils. She goes to her and puts the con back. Then she is washing her hands in the kitchen when she hears some sound and she notices that the sound is coming from above. Following the sound, she reaches her room but she does not see anyone in that room. Then when she starts leaving from there, she sees Novi there and she notices that it was the sound of her walking. Mila introduces herself to her and asks if she would like to walk downstairs with her. But she goes to her room without saying anything. Just then Mila hears some sound from below and a song starts playing on the gramophone. She thinks Radit has come home but no one is down there. She switches off the gramophone and sees that again the con had come out from the nose of the corpse and the shroud is also open from its head. Now seeing this she gets a little scared and again ties the shroud back and then puts the con back in her nose. Just then she hears Novi screaming from above and she rushes towards her room. But she does not see her in the room. Novi was hiding under the bed and she points her to a side where there is a cupboard, and the sound of scratching is coming from inside it. But when Mila opens it, there was no one inside it. Then she takes Novi out and asks her to lie down on the bed, take rest. Then after some time, she comes downstairs and goes to drink water in the kitchen when she hears some sound again, and here we see a Pocong standing outside. When she comes out, the corpse is lying there and she cannot understand where the sound is coming from. Then when she starts going upstairs, she sees someone standing behind the curtain. But when she slides the curtain there is no one there. Then someone whispers something and we see Pocong standing right behind her. But Mila doesn't notice it and starts going upstairs. Then someone runs in front of her and she wakes up from sleep. She sees that Novi is not on the bed so she comes out looking for her and sees that she runs down the stairs. She goes after her and sees that the door is open and she is running outside. Now she comes out looking for her where she finds her crutch and she sees she's standing on the railing of the roof. Now Mila runs towards the roof and takes her down and brings him downstairs with her. Then the house phone rings, on which Radit says that it will take time for him to come home. If she wants to go, she can. But Mila tells him that there are many bizarre things in his house so she can't leave Novi alone. Then she asks Novi how did she reach the terrace. And then she starts hearing that sound again and she asks Novi if she has heard the sound before. But she doesn't say anything. Now Mila comes out and she is about to open a door but Novi stops her and she starts having an asthma attack. Mila runs to her room to get an inhaler but then she sees Pocong behind her in the mirror. But when she looks back, there is no one there, and now it stands behind her and the door closes. Mila starts screaming for help and now Pocong had disappeared and the door also opens. She runs downstairs and we see that the corpse had also disappeared from there. Now Mila comes out with Novi but her car does not start and Pocong is standing in front of their car. Just then Novi also disappears from the car and Mila sees that some invisible force picks her up and takes her inside the house. Now she comes back inside the house and starts searching for Novi. She comes to Sulastri's room where all of a sudden the lights go off. Then she sees a chair swinging and suddenly a corpse falls in front of her. Fearing that, she runs downstairs and then comes to Novi's room. She sees that Novi is sitting behind her who is possessed, and she says that she is the occupant of this house. She is searching for a body for her soul. She then attacks her and repeats the same thing again. But before she can catch her, Mila comes out of the room and closes the door, and Novi's screams reverberate throughout the house. Now when everything calms down, she comes back inside the room. Just then the cupboard door opens behind her and she sees a cloth lying near her feet. She picks it up and starts pulling it, and then two hands come out and pull her towards it. Though she gets very scared seeing Pocong and starts running from there but trips off the stairs. Now here she again sees Pocong in front of her, which suddenly disappears. Then she tries to open that door but it does not open. And then there is the sound of the clock ringing at 3 o'clock. Then she hears that sound again and starts looking for Novi when a door opens on its own. Mila frightfully enters the room where she finds a box and finds some photos inside that box. These photos are her own, and she also gets photos of Radit's corpse in them, which scares her a lot. Then Radit comes there and we see that Novi is walking normally. Then Radit's mother also comes there and Mila starts following her and reaches a room where an old man is lying dead. She tells young Novi standing there that they have to find a dead body for his soul and they have only 3 days for this. Radit tells that his wife Sulastri had found a young man whose name was Radit. His soul entered his body and he is free from death. He says that he is not Radit but Sulastri. And now it's time to rescue his wife. His wife's soul has found its body. Now hearing this, Mila gets very scared and she tries to run away from there but the door was locked. Then she runs upstairs and reaches a tick and jumps out of the window. But she is still alive. Then she tries to run away from there but Radit knocks her down. Now we see him doing a ritual, and after some time Mila opens her eyes. She wakes up and sees Sulastri's body, which is actually her body as her soul has now entered Mila's body. She covers her face with a cloth. And then Radit buries her. After this, we see 3 of them where Novi tells her mother that she does not like this child's body and wants a body like her. They both smile looking at each other and she tells her not to be sad. It will come soon. And then there is a knock on their door and we see that the nurse and Da had come there looking for Mila. Novi likes her body and the movie ends here. Thanks for watching.